Welcome to Smack Talk. I'm your host, Thomas LaGrasse.
I'm Noah.
I'm Christina.
I'm Deja.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we're going to be talking about motion controls versus gamepads. So, first question for everyone here is, do we prefer motion controls or do we prefer gamepads? And motion controls count as like the Kinect or the PlayStation Move or like the Wii remotes, and gamepads like a GameCube controller or an Xbox One controller. Technically, even like a 3DS would count because it's primarily button inputs, not motion. So we'll start with you, Jacob. Which do you prefer?
I think I prefer gamepads just overall, to be honest. Just it feels a little more comfortable to be using, even if it's like touch. Like I have a Steam controller, like that has touchpads. I use the touchpad. It's still more comfortable than like motions themselves.
If the Kinect and the Move weren't complete crap, then maybe.
Wow, you're touching on it.
Wow, you just like dissed Xbox.
Put it out there.
They're trying to copy the Wii, obviously, and they failed. It's nowhere near as reactive or as sensitive as the Wii.
This show cannot afford to be sued by me. So you hear that, everyone? That did not happen.
That's a criticism. That's fair use.
Oh,
It's
it
a
is?
fair
Okay.
use.
Yeah.
I don't have to be afraid anymore. I can speak out against my rights.
Since when have you ever been afraid?
PlayStation, no. PlayStation, no.
I prefer gamepads. So.
Gamepads, okay. I think motion controls are pretty cool. For instance, like the, what is it? Just Dance on the Kinect. I mean, that was a lot of fun. And then, gosh, what are some other motion control games that I like? Oh, gosh. I know that there's a lot of games that I play on the Wii, and they're a lot of fun. But I'd have to say, yeah, gamepads are more of my dominant controls that I use. Because it's easier, and not only that, you don't have to put much effort into it, so.
Motion controls. All the way. I have a Wii, and my brothers have a Wii U. I played GoldenEye 007 on that. It is a much more hardcore experience. Hard space core, okay? I'm not going back into the previous discussion. Because it's just so much harder to aim anything or to do anything, really. Because on a gamepad, it's like, got it, scope, fire. On the Wii, it's like, no, stop vibrating, stop, okay. No, I missed that, no.
That is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I liked the Kinect when it first came out. It is hard to use, I'll give it that. I gotta stay positive in the face of motion controls. Just Dance, hardest game I ever played in my life. I could not get my arm up that high, I don't know why. But I really prefer motion controls, and they have this thing called the Cyber Rife, something like that. I don't remember what the name of it is. Basically, it's like, how if we had like a really good motion controls, everyone imagines like if you run, you run. But the problem is running, you actually move. So you can't really run everywhere in a game. They have like a revolving kind of like stand where you stand in and it harnesses you. So when you run, it kind of moves with you. And you can like jump, crouch, and it detects all your movement.
I know what you're talking about. They showed a video. I saw a video on YouTube with them trying to integrate it with GTA 5. It was really bad.
They did it with Call of Duty for the Wii, and they have it with the Wii U, and they had the what's it called? The little like kind of like holder kind of thing where they put like the Wii remote and you can like aim and stuff. Looks really cool, and it is actually really fun to use it like that. Playing with just the Wii remote and nunchuck like that is obviously extremely hard and is really a pro level of gameplay in my opinion. Because to aim it at that sensor and just get the precise move, that takes some dedication. It's like cookie clicker. Anyway,
dedication and a little rage involved too.
Yeah,
A little.
So
that's kind of my opinion on it.
So moving on, we've all kind of mentioned the different motion control peripherals. So what's everyone's preference? Who's done the best motion controls so far? We'll start with you.
Like who's done the best with motion control?
So far.
So far, Leap Motion. That Leap Motion thing for like when you can combine it with the Oculus Rift.
You mean the one that we have
Yeah,
here?
the one we have. That or the Wii, really close between them. Kinect, far below. Kinect is the best, everyone. Okay. So yeah, it's between those two because the Wii really has that kind of controller sensor. Really, they have that down, and they have the movement thing down. But the thing is, I always find it a bit hard to shake with the Wii remote and nunchuck because sometimes it's really like a directional thing, and just waving it back and forth will just like mess up all the inputs. It's like trying to do a Street Fighter combo and you press A too hard. Just you messed up everything. It's just there's no recovery. That's a reference to the light, medium, and heavy. In case no one knows. I can see some like Jacob doesn't know what I'm talking about.
You lost me a while ago.
You probably just play like a Bloodborne where you just have like heavy.
For the last time, the PS4 isn't here. Leave me alone with about Bloodborne.
Okay, Mr. Fallout 4, I understand.
All right, so I'd say I agree with the Wii. Like that was going to be my top favorite. Haven't had too much experience though with the Oculus, but I'd have to say the Wii definitely has it down pat. Except for the shaking bit, I'd have to say, yeah, every time you have to shake the remote, it just goes right off the screen, and it's like, where's your remote? And I'm like, ugh.
Just Wii tennis.
Wii tennis, oh my
just
gosh.
Like shake it.
Try and shake it, and it won't recognize it, so you're in the middle of a game, you're like, I'm gonna get my friend, and it's like, oh, where's your remote? And I'm like, really? Really? That's the only struggle I've ever had. Please connect the nunchuck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, but I'd have to say the Wii, for the most part, is probably the best.
Top tier.
Yeah, the Wii. And all I gotta do is say about the Kinect. Does anyone remember that Star Wars Kinect game?
Yes.
I tried it. I actually bought it for like $5 because that's all it was worth after like a few weeks
my
out.
Xbox when I bought it. Like when the Xbox One came out, I went back and bought the 360, and it came with it.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
It was that bad.
I didn't even get the Kinect.
I was really good at that game.
It's packaged with it because they're just trying to get rid of it.
Let's just face it, they were just trying to get rid of it, guys.
They should pull an ET.
Shots fired.
Bury it in a mine yard and let it see what happens.
No, you don't do that. You give them to little kids, right? Little kids who don't know yet what games are. And you let them wave around. It's a nice form of play and entertainment. It gets them fit. Fit.
Breaking them.
It's like how Wii Fit. It's like how Wii Fit tried to do it. They had the pad and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Which was good. I got to try it out like once in my life. Way better than the Kinect. Still, are we just gonna like bash Kinect this entire time?
I know. Okay, let's stop
see that
bashing
Kinect? We hating on you.
I was actually gonna make a joke about Kinect in one game where they tried to implement both gamepad controls and motion controls.
Oh god.
Ever played Steel Battalion?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Where you grab a chair, you sit down in it, you have the Kinect sit in front of you. Your controller controls everything like the tank does, and you use the motion controls to look through like a C-pod, or enemies can throw a grenade into your tank, and while they climb on top of it, you have to grab the grenade and throw it back out with the motion controls. Here's my problem. Okay, I was in the middle of a fight. The Kinect doesn't like when your hands are too close together. You ever play Gmod? You ever play Gmod? You ever seen the Gmod arms where they just flail all over the place?
Yes.
This is what happened when I sat down and my hands got like close together because I was holding the gamepad. You would see like that bottom corner where the Kinect's like tracking your sensors.
Yeah.
You would see it go. You would just see it flip out. You would see it flip out, going everywhere, and then the controls are now like going everywhere, clicking the wrong buttons, self-destruct, everything all at the same time.
That is so
okay,
good, though.
Kinect. If you're gonna do gamepad and Kinect, at least try and make it somewhat working, instead of like a grenade fell in. Here, let me turn on all the alarms instead. Let me shoot my own teammates instead because your gamepad controls work perfectly.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they did really well with both of them combined. Gamepad, just stick to gamepad, honestly, in my opinion. Go one or the other. If you're gonna combine them. It seems like
it's more developed because of how much time it's had versus the motion controls are still kind of new for our generation. So it seems like, they're not doing so hot now, but I think in the future it has a lot of potential.
I think people use it as a gimmick instead of actually building a game around this mechanic. When they do it that way, it's obviously going to work because it's built with that in mind.
What was the name of the game? They had it was like Nintendo Land for the Wii U, how it comes like pre-installed. It was for the Xbox 360. Had a list of like little funny games. So my friend invited me over one day, and he didn't like any of the games except for this one. So it was a shooting game where you have your right hand as the gun and your left hand as something else. So it has a 2-player mode, on the Kinect.
Oh no.
You see what it's
God.
Oh
setting?
please
You see
no.
what
So
setting.
because I couldn't shoot for anything. So I was like the movement, I think I was. Basically, all hell broke loose. We were too close together, and my hand switched with his. So I moved
no.
the gun, and he shot with the movement, which
Yeah.
somehow works.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
gosh,
And
that's
so we
happening.
kind of like shot the boss on the left side instead of the right
Oh
side,
my gosh.
causing it to topple, and we lost. So we tried again. Movement stopped working.
A movement stopped working?
So it just goes straight, doesn't turn anything. So it's up to my friend now to basically shoot everything in a straight line when you can't actually do that. Because you have to like reload and everything. I'm just connect. Please work. Can you like connect or something?
Can you
Yeah.
connect?
You know, I think the worst part is like the multiplayer with Connect. That's really the bad about it.
Especially with just
Especially
Why don't we
so-
stop bashing on Connect and start bashing on someone else instead? Like, how about the PlayStation Move?
Oh
It's
man.
better
I
than
thought
the
you didn't
Kinect.
say
It's
that.
not
It's
as good
better
as
than the
Wii.
Connect, but
I'd have to see a little bit more improvement because it's actually a wand
I've
just like the
only
Wii.
just heard of it. So
are we ever gonna get to like where motion controls without actual controls are actually gonna work?
they have that. They have a really good format. I don't remember what it was. I think you can put it to the Xbox or the PlayStation. It's actually like the Kinect was advertised to be, like how it was good and everything.
It's a third party
Okay, so
thing.
it's like the
though.
Kinect without everything bad.
Without
Yeah.
everything.
So
like
with the
so you'd be
Kinect
like
without the
Witcher
Kinect.
3 without the cutscenes. So it's like
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Okay, without the lengthy cutscenes.
The length, yeah.
We still like the
5
cutscenes.
minutes.
Leave that alone.
I love the cutscenes too. Okay, I'm just comparing it.
I, I think that has been the biggest problem with motion controls. Is everyone's kind of treated it like a gimmick rather than like the new progression of how controls are going to work. And that's probably kind of why everyone's still holding off on motion control stuff. But anyway, our next topic, our final topic really, because some of you were mentioning the Oculus Rift. Virtual reality, we kind of know is going to be the next big thing to hit the market and the gaming community. So with the progression to virtual reality, should we also try to progress to motion controls, or would we still stick with gamepads? Would motion controls help with the immersion, or would the gamepads break the immersion? We'll start with Noah.
The funny thing I do know about that is the Nintendo tried to do something with virtual reality before that, kind of in a way. They had the
The Game Boy.
The Virtual Boy?
the Virtual Boy. Now,
We don't
I
talk
heard
about
from
the Virtual Boy.
everyone. I heard from everyone that basically, if you could put Sonic 06 on that, you would literally have the worst thing possible. But I managed to get my hands on one. I would not advise trying it unless you just want an experience, because it
Yeah.
is an experience.
Well,
I guarantee you, it is a great and unique experience.
The big thing with the Virtual
Really
Boy
red.
was that it made everyone sick.
Yeah,
So I don't
it
think,
does.
I don't think the
It
Virtual
does?
Boy,
It does.
I don't think the Virtual Boy really counts as
Uh-oh.
virtual reality either, because
I think it counts more as virtual things affecting your reality.
Did you get sick while you were playing with it?
I almost did, and for me that's a surprise because I never get sick off of like motion stuff or anything to do with like visuals.
and it wasn't even like the kind of 3D technology
buy a
they have
Virtual
on
Boy.
the 3DS. It
Don't
was
do it.
literally them flicking the image back and
it.
forth between your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't quick enough?
And like
Well,
I think
it
one of
would
the
make you
game I
dizzy.
had was Mario, like a tennis version of Mario. So it's kind of like if you just swing the Wii remote on Wii Tennis, you're gonna hit something eventually,
Yeah.
but you're never gonna hit it right.
That's very true.
I just
So
missed everything.
what you're
Like, I could
saying
never
is,
see it.
you said they flicked the images?
Yeah, they flick it.
Yeah,
in.
that's how
It's
it worked.
red.
It would
It's
like
red and striped.
split the image, and it would keep flicking back and forth.
Oh.
So you'd see a little bit of flicker, and it was also completely monochrome because this was the time of the Game Boy. So
Well, if
Game
you
Boy is
didn't
great
get
console.
sick from it, you'd sure as hell have a seizure.
No, seizure, I'll reserve seizures for like those colorful games.
The
Oh.
colorful
But-
games.
Don't play a
Anyway.
colorful game with the Virtual Boy,
we're,
please.
we're talking more about modern virtual reality. So
Yeah.
should we go towards motion controls for
Yes.
virtual reality, or should we kind of stick with gamepads?
Yes, I think we should go to motion. I think more people are accustomed to gamepads though. I tried the motion here in this lab, in fact. I broke something, but I fixed it, don't worry. It was just a cord, nothing too serious.
You broke it though.
Shh. It was amazing. I got to shoot fireballs and balls of water and stuff like that. And I got to create like green life balls. You know, it's always good when
What
you
game
like
is this,
put your
by the
hands
way?
together.
This is one of the leap motion games.
Yeah.
Sleep motion
I
games?
don't
Yeah.
remember the name of it.
Okay, all right.
Probably won't play it again for
Oh,
fear of breaking.
Element
something.
War or something.
Element Wars. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
something like that.
Probably
Yeah.
something like that. We'll show you
You
afterwards.
should, like shoot down skulls and stuff.
Shoot
have
that
down
on game.
skulls and stuff.
It's better than I made it
That's,
sound.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I think it's really good. Plus, they have once again, as I said, with the cyber thing, they do virtual reality with that, and they do movement. It's just harder to do. So I think they did it for a running game, and you had to like dodge back and forth like a parkour game, kind of like Temple Run, kind of.
I think Gamepad should stay because the thing you just said, people breaking stuff is going to take one case when
That's
someone
why they
takes
have
themselves
wireless things.
seriously, and they're going to pull it off the market. It's going to be the knee-jerk reaction. Someone's going to hurt themselves
You're gonna
seriously,
have
or
to put
someone
some
else.
Big warning.
I
like
mean,
the Wii did, like
there've
they
been
said,
cases of people hurting
strap
themselves on
on your
Gamepad.
arm with the Wii remote. They had to make sure everybody knew. Gotta have the strap on. Don't throw
I
it.
don't-
Yeah, but I
don't
know with the
strap.
Oculus
I don't
Rift,
strap.
you're in the game,
Yeah.
so you can't see. You have no peripheral
There'd
vision.
have to be
so
like some huge warning, like do not.
it has to
Actually, that's why people on
As long as they
the
have the
front of
warning,
it
they'll
have
be
an
fine.
actual warning sign, like warning, I'm wearing the Oculus. Don't come near me.
Come near me.
Because I can't see you, and I have a legal weapon in my hands in the shape of a Wii remote or an Xbox 360 controller. These X and A buttons are deadly.
Oh goodness.
I pressed them too many times for them to not cause injuries in game.
I think that's why Gamepad should stay. It kind of keeps you stationary, well, at least in one particular
That's
area.
not good. You need to be fit.
Yeah, and then say we have like
Fit,
a
fit.
wireless glove like in that movie, and you can move pretty much anywhere.
Nintendo glove. That was amazing.
Oh.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep
Okay,
going.
Yeah.
well, I agree. I
You?
think gamepads should stay, in all honesty, because a lot of people are already accustomed to gamepads, and I think majority of gamers are actually PC gamers, and they're used to just sitting down
PC
and
Master Race.
and they have the keyboard and they have the mouse. Just there you go, justified. So it's just like everybody's so accustomed to just using at least something with their hands or like keys. It just makes it easier, and you could move around with your head and all. But I think it would be better to start it off with gamepads, because if you just go straight into the motion controls, I don't think everybody will adjust as easily, especially since a lot of us are dominant on gamepads.
You won't adjust easily. I speak from experience.
Oh goodness, your first
My
experience
only
is
fear
funny.
really is that they'll put fighting games on it.
Oh
and-
gosh, that would be.
And I'm gonna
you
punch
should definitely
someone.
pair,
I'm gonna
play
punch
that.
someone. I guarantee you.
They did-
Someone's gonna get punched.
You should definitely.
You know what?
try.
For a little more bashing, they tried to do a fighting game on Connect.
Oh god.
They did?
How'd that work out?
Yeah. How
What
did that
was
work?
it?
It was bad enough when they tried one player. It was two player, and
How
then
did you do that?
Oh, how do
Like,
you?
was it
yeah,
a split
that's-
screen
Do you actually
multiplayer or
fight
was it
in real life?
online
'Cause that's just a
multiplayer?
brawl.
I don't know.
Do you
I-
even-
Wouldn't
that
it
would just
be,
be an
wouldn't that kind of be
excuse.
like Wii boxing though, where you're just both looking at the camera, going bam, bam, bam?
Yeah,
bam.
but boxing was
Here's
amazing.
my
You
problem:
got to
is you're
bob
gonna
and weave.
actually
That was
punch
fun.
each other half the time
Yeah.
because the Kinect can only sense you from so far away.
Actually,
Right.
So you
but
have to be like
saw
this close to
basically
the
Way to
person.
promote
I would
So
play
we're
that
gonna be
with
at
you,
it this
Jacob.
close, it's just-
I would play that with you.
Yeah, this is bad. That's gonna be bad. Real
Jacob,
quick.
I would do that with you if you want. If you want to do that, we can do that.
See, he
By
wants
all
to
means.
Fight, fight,
so,
fight.
So.
So everyone is kind of unanimous on the whole gamepads for virtual reality. I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate here and say that because of the virtual reality, we should probably actually go towards motion controls. Really, just because with virtual reality, it's a lot different than watching on a TV. Virtual reality, the entire game is around you, and so that would probably actually lead a lot more to motion sickness and things like that if you're not moving around, because your eyes are perceiving movement, but your brain isn't at all.
Yeah, that actually is a problem.
So that would cause a lot more motion sickness if you were playing with a gamepad. Now, I would also say that, yeah, it's probably going to not get a lot of early adopters because, as you said, there are peripherals where you can like walk around, but they're big and they take up a lot of space, and obviously they're not going to be cheap.
The cyber thing, that's what I was talking about. Because it's just one little small space.
Yeah, it's like a
about as
it's a
big as
harness
the table.
that
Yeah,
you
it's
can
a
walk
harness,
around
yeah.
on.
It's like a baby
That
harness. It's really
I
fun.
think the Oculus Rift will replace, like going into the mall and playing the arcade type games. I think that's what the Oculus will probably really will shine. That way you have a lot of space
Wait, what?
and You know how you used to go into the arcades
Oh,
and actually play those games?
Oh,
I
you
think
meant like
that's
the
where the
arcade games
Oculus
in your
Rift
face? I was
most
like-
shines.
See
I don't
that?
think in the home space it's not going to do well. Not a lot of people have a lot of space. Like most people live in really small apartments or something, or with other people, you know, with furniture.
Yeah.
I think it's
And that's the whole thing of
Horror
technology.
games.
Is they're trying to make it be able to fit into your living room. That's the whole thing of technology advancing.
But I don't think the Oculus Rift is the answer to that then.
Well, the
Google
Oculus
Glasses
Rift doesn't take
is
up
the
much
true
space,
answer.
is the thing.
No, but when you're moving, it's going to. Like, especially if you're adding motion controls.
It'll be a lot harder for the general audience
It will.
to actually
Exactly.
just get the Oculus Rift.
I
It would
guess
have
it's only
to
for
literally
hardcore
people
gamers.
with space.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Just like the Kinect required a lot of space. I didn't realize it
Yeah.
until I got it, and I was like, whoa, I need a lot of space for this. My uncle was like, okay, moves the whole couch, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, when I got the Kinect, I basically had to rearrange my entire living room just to play on it because we would have the coffee table, so it'd be like, all right, time to move the coffee
Yes,
table to the
that's
other
what
side of the
happened.
room.
Same. Oh,
Lamp.
gosh.
We did
Small
that a
I
few
didn't
times.
have
So
those.
that would
I
have to be
just-
worked on, I think, definitely with the space.
Yeah.
Something would have to be done with that.
yeah, but if you
For the
just,
Wii, it's easy. You just kind of
Yeah,
stand
the
up
Wii, you
between
literally
a
just-
coffee
yeah.
table, and a chair and a couch. Like stand up like awkwardly. You just kind of hold your hands out. And
Or you could
just
stand on
pray
top of them.
To God that you know,
And-
you're swinging the right direction.
Like with the Wii, you could just lower the sensor bar and you could play. You could play a Wii game from the sitting position. There was no reason you had to stand up and
Yeah,
play,
Yeah.
unless you
I
were
was different.
unless maybe you were playing Wii Golf. That was like
Yeah, I had to
Okay.
play- that's so hard to play on. It's like
couldn't you see like Nintendo open like an arcade room or arcade store? You
I
just walk
could.
in, you
Like
can
an
do like
arcade.
Chuck E. Cheese's or
Yeah.
something.
Oh my gosh. this
Instead
is
of
so
having
cute.
like a system, they should probably like open their own store where you'd pay for so long to do like motion control stuff. Most of the motion control stuff, they'd open the store. You'd pay to play for this and many hours, and you go in. You could play whatever games you want,
Yeah.
newest, oldest, whatever you want. Wouldn't that seem a little simpler for the motion control stuff?
Yeah, I do agree with that, but also if you think about Disney Quest, which I just recently went to, and it's so much fun. All the arcade games are there, but not everyone finds that fascinating. And you literally pay to spend the whole day in there, and it's really cool. You get a huge variety of games, but you'd be surprised the audience that was not interested in it. Like, even though you got to pay for this wonderful experience of all these games, it didn't seem like a lot of people were interested in the fact of like, oh yeah, I get to play games the whole day. Like, that doesn't seem to entice people. Like, for some reason, they feel like, oh, it's a waste of time. So I don't know, if you were to open like your own store, maybe the parents would be disapproving and be like, no, I don't want my child wasting so much time in there.
Well, at least we know that
Chuck E.
nobody
Cheese
from
is
this
still in
college was
business,
there
so how
then.
do they do it?
I mean,
don't know.
this is a whole other topic that
Let's
we will
move
probably
back
do
to-
about arcades being a dying industry. But I think that's all the I
love
think that's
arcade
all the
games.
Yes.
time we have for this episode. We will see you next time on Smack Talk.